Hey everyone, welcome to another $1,000 strap search. I've got my $1,000 in singles here and I'm about to show you what I found. But before I do, let's talk about this week's tip. Now, this week I want to talk a little bit about errors and what actually is an error. There are so many mistakes made in the printing process that the BEP has to come up with a way to correct those mistakes. So, whenever there are huge mistakes, the BEP prints up a bunch of other notes that they use as replacement notes, and they call those star notes. They have a little star on them. So whenever there's a really bad mistake, they can take that note out and replace it with a star. Now, I want you to think how often you find star notes. Okay? The average strap search person is going to tell you they find about one star out of every strap. That's 1%. Okay, 1% of the notes in circulation are stars, which means 1% of the notes printed had errors so bad they had to be taken out of circulation. Okay, that's how star notes get into circulation, because there was something wrong. Either there was insufficient ink, there was a bad cut, there was a fold, there was crease, there was something wrong, some type of error that the notes had to be pulled. Now, at some point, you have to allow notes to get into circulation. So at some point, minor things are going to be let slide by. You may have a note that's slightly off center. The BEP says as long as you can see the entire border, that's fine. It's not an error. Is it an error? Yeah, it's an error, but is it worth anything? That's the question. Well, the BEP doesn't bother to pull it. So if they don't pull them out, you're going to find a lot of them that aren't centered. And you've already seen me go through different things with price guides showing the value of off-centered notes. So I guess what I'm saying is that when you think about errors, the error isn't the mistake on the bill. Okay, the error is the note getting out of the BEP. That's the error. Anything else is just a printing mistake. If the BEP doesn't stop it, if they choose to ignore it, why would there be any additional value? If they ignore it on all the bills that are printed, there should be a bunch of them out there. So the errors you should be looking for are the ones that aren't supposed to get out. Those are the ones that are worth a ton of money. And they're worth a ton of money because they're not supposed to get out. They snuck out. They got by the detectors and the scanners, and those are the ones that are worth extra because they weren't supposed to get out. Any little dot that you see that's slightly out of place, so what? Any over-inked digit, so what? That's all within the tolerance. It's just a variation in the printing process, and it's perfectly fine. There's no additional value there. The only additional value comes from when a note should have been removed at the BEP. If it wasn't, that is the error. The non-removal of the note from circulation. That is the error. All right. Let's slide those out of the way and let's take a peek at what I've got this week. I was hoping this was going to show up a little better. Let's try it like this. Yeah, this one doesn't show up as well. This note, to my eyes, not under this light, but let's see if I compare it to the other one. This note is pink, but with the lighting, it's not coming out as bright pink as I thought. You can kind of see it compared to the background of the note I've got behind it there. But yeah, you're gonna find people saying that this is some kind of printing error because it's got pink ink on it, or it just has Kool-Aid on it. I mean, come on, people, be real. So when you're looking for errors, usually the simplest solution is the correct one. If you want to believe that someone spilt pink ink on this at the BEP, how likely is that compared to somebody spilling juice on it? Like I said, the easy way to tell, what's the simplest solution? And it just so happens that this note is wider on this side and narrow on this side. So you're going to have people telling you that this is also a miscut error. No, it is not. It's off center is all it is. No additional value. And when I saw that one, I had to pull that one out. It's just unfortunate it doesn't show in the light like I was hoping. Anyway, found a Where's George. I'll log that one. I've got I Love Johnny so much. Congrats, Johnny. I don't understand. And this is also not an error. You're going to have people tell you that this is an error. Somebody tore the corner off of it. That's it. Major error. Jeez. All right. I've got, this is a trinary, but it's also an alternator. You've got 4-1, 4-1, 4-1, 4-6. Too bad that last one wasn't a 1. That would have been worth some big bucks if it was. I've got I was going to say a birthday note, but it's not. It's a trinary, 1s, 7s, and 9s. Nope, not a radar, just a trinary. Another trinary here, 1s, 4s, and 5s. And this is 0s, 3s, and 6s. 0s, 4s, and 8s. 0s, 8s, and 9s. And 0s, 8s, and 9s again. These were consecutive, so that's kind of cool. Yep, that's pretty cool. 0s, 8s, and 9s, 0s, 8s, and 9s. All right, then we've got 3s, 5s, and 6s on this one. 0s, 4s, and 6s here. That one's pretty crisp. Quad 2s, rough shape on this one, but it's a 2009. Quad 3s with a 5th. Quad 4s, rough shape. Quad 5s. Quad 8s on a 2006. And this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 5s. So that's pretty cool. 5 of a kind. 5 in a row, I should say. I got some stars, checking to see if they're filled. They are not. 2017A, 2017A, 2017, 2017, another 2017, 2013, 2013B, and it starts out 00. I do not think that is there. I think you're looking for 036 and higher up to, or 032 up to 096, and you're looking for 0025 and lower. So this one is not in the duplicate range, but this one is. That one's definitely in the duplicate range, and that's not a Fort Worth note. That's a Washington note. And this one is also in the duplicate range. This one is a Fort Worth. Then I've got a few more 2013s. Here's a 2003 star note. And then the older notes here. This is from 2003A, rough shape on that one. 2003A, 2003A with writing, so that's going to go away. 2003A with writing, and it's quad 5s. Probably still going to go away, though, because it's in horrendous shape. 2003, 2003, 2003, 2001, 1999, 99 with writing and a teller stamp, so that'll probably go away. 1993, it's a tough year to find. Another 1993, 1988A, looking to see if it's a web note. It is not. 88A, still not a web note. 1985, rough shape. And a 1963B, Joseph W. Barr note. Joseph Barr notes were only printed for 30 days. And everybody knew they were short printed, so everybody saved them. That's why you always find 1963Bs. You never find 1963A or 1963. But the 1963B, everybody saved them because they thought they'd be worth money. That's why you'll still find them in circulation. And finally, the last note I've got here, check out that serial number, 39299293. I found a radar. Start on the end, you've got 3s, then 9s, then 2s, then 9s. So it's a trinary, 2s, 3s, and 9s, and it reads the same forward and back. That one's from 2017A, so that's a cool find. There is no arguing that this is a fancy serial number. You don't need a special book to tell you that a radar is most certainly a fancy serial number with additional value. All right, so what did I pull out this week? Well, with all the talk on errors, I got this one. This is a 1995 small head $5 bill, And no, your eyes do not deceive you. There is absolutely no top border there. And look at the bottom. You can actually see the next bill coming through. I did not find this in circulation. I picked this one up. When you start talking about notes that are off center, this is what you're looking for. No border at all on the top, a portion of the next note showing here. If you look on the back, it just it doesn't quite get to the top there. If you look on the bottom, you can just start to see that line right here. So even on the back, you're getting portions of the next note. The border on the front is much thinner than the border on the back. The border on the back is always wider. That's why this note, you can just barely see the second note coming on the back, but you can clearly see it on the front. Really cool note. That's what you're looking for when it comes to off-center notes. Let's take a peek at the book. I've got United States Paper Money Errors. Let's see what this one has to say. Let's see. There is a $5 note. This one is off left to right, not top to bottom. They're calling in EF40, they're calling it $150. And about uncirculated, $200. And Gem Choice uncirculated, they're saying about $300. And this one here, this one's far enough down that you can actually see the print numbers on the top. The thing is that's only available on the top note of the sheet. So if you've got a note that's further into the sheet, you're never going to have those print numbers. So yeah, it makes it a little tougher that way. But yeah, just to give you some idea on the values of those. If it's just slightly, you're talking, $50 or so. Or here's this one here, just barely getting into the print on the bottom. But it's a star note, and because it's a star note and it just barely gets into the print, it's only worth 25 bucks. Choice uncirculated, you're talking 100. So just to give you some idea on those, yeah, when you start to see that next note and you can start making out portions, like here you can clearly see it says reserve. Yeah, this is probably in the $200 range without a problem. And in the condition it's in, it might be even a little more, $250 to $300. So I'm thinking about sending it in for grading. Anyway, that's what you're looking for when it comes to finding an error. A note that wasn't supposed to get out into circulation, but still found its way out there anyway. All right, guys, if you learned anything new, go ahead and hit that like button. If you like what you see and you want to see more, please subscribe. I love reading all your comments. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.